Hi guys. So we're gonna do something different today. As you can see, I'm in my comfortable, you know, it's not a peachy, but it's comfortable. When you see this hoodie, that means that we're gonna have a conversation, um, a deep one, and I need to be comforted. Have my God, my Savior Jesus Christ, always to comfort me. But this is a sign that we're getting comfortable. And I have my pillows, I have my covers, and yeah. So let's jump right into it. So the subject of this video today is going to be about how God delivered me from addiction. Um, this is a story that needs to be explained. A story that I need to testify on this because um, this is not something that happened naturally. This is a supernatural move of God, and I need to give Him all the glory for this because it was not on my with my own strength, but with His, right. So a little backstory on my addiction and um, my indulgence, my excess consumption. Um, I started smoking weed. So my addiction was I was addicted to weed, guys. So I was smoking weed a lot. And this video won't be I won't edit this video so much too much. I just wanna, be real with you guys and you guys can see the real side of things. I don't want to edit this video. I might edit a little bit just to tweak some stuff, but in general, it's gonna be a raw video. Excuse my English. I'm from Montreal, Canada, so I have a French accent. Yeah, so what? I want you guys. I want more. I want you guys to understand this message and just feel me on this, right? So, first, I have my parents, my mom. I grew up in a very strict family, and my mom was really strict, but not a bad strict. She's Caribbean, and so um I was really like over. She was an overprotective mom, right? So I wasn't allowed to go in friends' houses like that, and um, after school I had to go straight to home. Had to go straight home. I couldn't like chill outside like the other girls or the other friends I had. So it was really strict. So when I uh, kind of did some stuff when I was doing some stuff back in the days, um, I had to be low key about it. But also one of the side that I have is I can't lie. Like this can be I can do something and hide it for so long. I can't. I can't. One day or another, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna snitch on myself. I did that. I was doing this. That's me. I can't like keep stuff hiding in the dark. Like it doesn't feel right with me. Like I don't like that. Well, let's not get like too like away from what we're talking about. So I had my mom was strict. My dad was more chill. But yeah. So I started smoking when I was at school. When I was in I don't know how you guys say it in United States, in Europe, but for us, um, I think it's high school. Yes. So when I was in I started smoking when I was in high school. I'm 29 now. I mean, I'm 28, but next month I'll be 29. So, um, I can say my first year of high school, I think 13. I think I was 12. I was 12, and um, during the lunchtime. I remember during lunchtime, we were having some fun. I made some friends and some girlfriends, and we were having some fun. But one of the girl that I was hanging out with um, back in the days, she used to smoke. I think they were used to it. Me, because my mom was so strict, there's a lot of stuff that I was not around. Like I didn't see of alcohol. I wasn't around. Like I wasn't around alcohol. I wasn't around smoking. I wasn't around cigarettes. None of that. I was really like in my bubble, in my bubble. You know. So when I got into high school, and one of my girlfriends, during lunchtime, we went like it's like a cave near the water. Like it's really nice. It's near the water, right? And there was like a cave, like you could go inside and stuff, but it was secure. It was safe. And they started smoking, weed with all the other friends that came in that I didn't know, but and I was just like, okay. I didn't like, I wasn't care for it because I was when you just before you start smoking, most of people that smokes didn't have the urge to smoke. It was mostly because of a social stuff that happened, a social um gathering that happened that made you start to smoke. But for your own self, nobody had this intrigue. Oh, I want to smoke. No, it's because someone smoked and you were intrigued. They might have offered you to take a puff, to have a puff, you know. Then you tried, and it's like okay. Then you started to get used to it, and it became what it is. But in my case, I wasn't care for it that much. I took a puff, like I had a puff, and I wasn't care. Like okay, but then months have gone by, and it began to like I don't think that I did it because I wanted to be accepted or I wanted to be in a group. It's just that for me it was like, why not? I didn't see like I had my value, my Christian values since like a long time ago before that. But for me it was like, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I was just like I don't know. I just did it, and days came like days after that. We did it again during lunchtime. We did it again, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My first time smoking, I didn't hide. I wasn't high. I didn't have this feeling of highness and okay, I'm stoned. I wasn't. I wasn't like at all. Okay, I'm inhaling like some vapor or whatever, But the taste of it was awful for me. To me, like back then, it was like. Then months have gone by, and I was just smoking, um, like casually when I was around some people that smoked, but never like. Okay, yeah, let me roll. Nah, I didn't know how to roll. I didn't know nothing, and I haven't even. I don't mean nothing. So when I was smoking, it was because it was a social thing. They were smoking, and then I took a puff or two, and I was good. I was good. When I say I was good, not because I was high, just because I was like, yeah, what's the point, right? I couldn't understand why people were so hooked to it. I was like, what is that? Like, okay, yeah, you know. But then, one day, I was with the girls, and we were in one of one of the girls' house, and we smoked. But this day was the day that I was high for the first time. That I could know and feel high. And I don't know if because I smoke differently. Maybe it was the way I was smoking. Because when you smoke, you need to inhale and exhale. If you do like a, it's not gonna not gonna do anything. But I think maybe I wasn't doing it the right way, and also because I didn't like the taste. Maybe I don't know. But this day, guys, I was high, and I had to go to my aunt's house after that. So I went there, and I was stoned to the, like, stone to the brick stone. And it still wasn't something that was as, like, I was high for the first time, but after this day I was like, okay, like, this is what it is. But it was a nice high, like I was just super stoned. It was okay. Now I get it, right? But I didn't have the urge to buy weed. I didn't have the urge to, okay, let's smoke. No, it was always when it when a gathering, when a get together was happening or whatever. Always. Um, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I was a casual smoker, so I could smoke a Monday and smoke 2 weeks after. It was never something like back to back smoking. I was not yet up to it. I just smoked because it was a casual thing, and my friends did it, was doing it, and I was doing it also, but not because, right? And I didn't care not smoking at all. Also, so not smoking, I wasn't thinking about it. Like, oh, I need to smoke. Oh, I would like to. No, I wasn't thinking about it at all. Okay. Fast forward. So, let's say I changed school. So when I changed school, I was in a city. I went to school in another city, completely different city, over east. Okay, I was in the east, and there it was mostly white people. It was the suburb, white people. The school was really, like, there I stopped smoking completely, and I was into my, like, I was really spiritual with God, and I was really like, I was done. And also what happened is I started to feel when I got into the school, and the teacher was like, teaching the first day I got in. I felt like I couldn't understand what he was saying. I felt dumb, and I was like, what is this? And because I was not hooked to the weed, I didn't care to stop or whatever. It was like a switch on and off, right? And I was like, why do I feel like I can't understand what a word that the guy is saying? I say, you know what? I'm done with the weed, because I felt the effect of it on my mind, right? Okay. So then, fast forward, the years have gone by. I graduated. I got my diploma. Okay, I finished school. Then my mom had to move into another state, another country. I mean, so she was like, "Okay, you coming with me, or you stay with your dad?" I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna stay with my dad." So they're divorced, by the way. And so I went. I stayed with my dad, and this is when I really started to come back to the. But before, I'm gonna be honest with you guys because I forgot. I forgot. Before she leaves, before she left, to go to another country. We were still living together, but we came back. We came down north. Okay, and I had my friends that I had in my school over east. I like we got together, like, over north. So we're like, oh, okay, what's up? But they were smoking. But me, I stopped. But they were smoking. So this is when I started the smoke. The weed came back into my life at this point after high school. after high school, this is when the weed got back into my life, because my friends, my girlfriends from the my school over east, where I stopped smoking, and we were like very close. I was like, yo, yeah, I remember, yeah, let's puff, let's have a good time. And I was high. I was definitely high, and we were having fun, whatever. And my mom left after that, and I just kept smoking. It was just like, okay, yeah, okay. Now the the cravings and the, yeah, oh, do you have, let's okay. But I never bought any weed. I was never the one who was I was never the one buying weed. Never. I always like, or she already had weed on her, or he had weed and we were smoking, but I never had to buy weed. So here we're good, because if I have to smoke, I have to be around people that smokes, right? But I started to have the, what if I would have smoked a joint right now, right? But at one point I didn't know how to roll also. So this too was like a was like like I couldn't I couldn't buy weed. I didn't have any contacts, and I couldn't roll. So I wasn't able to be like a lone smoker. So yeah, and time have gone by. I was smoking, till one day I was like, you know what? I want to smoke, and I'm tired to have to wait for someone to smoke. So I'm gonna smoke. Then I buy my first pack of marijuana, and yeah, I did, I bought it, and I was like, okay, I bought it. So what's next? Cause I can't roll. So I started to ask the guys, the boys that were with me, okay, yo, show me how to roll. Then they showed me how to roll, and I found my own technique, and I was now smoking, I was buying, and I was rolling, I was doing my stuff. I didn't care. And I was good at it too. I was good too. I was good at rolling too. So yeah, so this is how we got into my life, and how it, it intensified the craving of it started to intensify, and it was part of my day-to-day life. I was smoking every day. Okay, it was like a glass of water. I was smoking, but I didn't have a huge tolerance of it. So couple puff and I was good. It was a high good. But because I was smoking so much, at one point I could smoke one pipe by myself. One could smoke one pipe by myself, and I was high stone, but I was good. And also I had some good and bad experience with weed. I back tripped. I think I had two, three, maybe in my whole life. Maybe I back tripped 3 times. This is the kind of back trip when you say I will never smoke again, but the next day you smoke, right? Anyways, I don't know what caused that, but I learned to also, when I'm smoking, I learned to, because the when you smoke, your mental state, the way you're feeling, the way you are, the way whatever, it will influence the high you will get, right? If you're a thinker and you think a lot, this could also mess up your mind. So I was never going into deep thinking when I was smoking. Never. Like I don't start to, no, it's not the time. Like it's time to enjoy I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna be on my phone. I'm gonna watch some funny videos. I'm gonna do my day-to-day life things. But I will never be in a position when I'm gonna be focused on something that could affect me emotionally. So I don't have to feel, you know, during my high moment. Okay, we understood. Now Oh, let's move on. Um, my friend and I, the same friend that started back smoking again when I came back um, to the north. We lived together. So we lived together and we were smoking a lot. Um, then I met my husband. We were smoking, and my husband was a stoner way before me. He's older than me, so I was in an environment where weed was accessible. Everyone was smoking, so it was never something that I missed. The only moment that I could miss weed is when I was short on money. This is the only time. But besides that, everybody was smoking. And the way it is in my city, I smoke, you smoke. We smoke. You know, it's not it's my pape, it's my pape, or it's my wood, backwood. I was smoking backwoods too, a lot of backwoods. Oh, it's my backwoods or it's my pape. Oh no no no. What? I have a wood. We smoke? Yes. Most people in Montreal, they love like how to say, they love how to say, like social, like a social smoking. They love that. Like a lot of them, I started to like smoking by myself too, right? But when you smoke with people, with friends, it's like it's more fun, right? So yeah. Then we're gonna fast forward years later. Now I'm a complete expert. Okay. I try edibles. I don't like edibles like that. I didn't like edibles like that because it stated my. I don't like when something I'm like overpowering myself. I don't like when something is overpowering me. It's like you eat the edible and you're high for hours, like hours, because it's in your blood now. You have to digest it. Oh, I hate it. And the high is different too. I hate it. I hate it. Like you're up there and you never go down. You're up there, you're gonna stay. No, I'm good. I hate it. I hate it. It's not a vibe that I like, honestly. Okay, that I liked. Then, my husband and I, we were still together. We got married. We were still smoking. The only time that was stopping smoking is when I was pregnant with my. I was pregnant. So when I was pregnant, I stopped smoking. I stopped smoking. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I stopped as soon as I reached the third month. The third month, I stopped. I stopped completely. No smoking, nothing, 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 nothing. I would smoke less also, but it was something that I was so addicted to that even in the beginnings of my pregnancies, beginning, I was still smoking a little bit. Then as soon as I reached the 3 month mark, I stopped completely. No cheating, nothing. Completely, I stopped. Because my babies, like I don't want to, I don't want them to have to. I don't want to smoke while I'm pregnant. What's that? This ghetto. This ghetto was like, control yourself. And it was something that was like, I'm also someone that I compete, and I compete a lot with myself. Like, control yourself. Okay, let's not smoke now, right? And I feel it gave me a sense of control also because like, yo, you're pregnant. Can you just stop for a moment, right? So when I'm pregnant, when I was pregnant, I never smoke with my babies or drink. Fast forward, then I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I feel like what I'm saying is important. But I hope you guys are still. Let me know down the road. Let me know in the comments if you guys are still here at this point. I want to know if you guys are still here if I see the comments, right? So, yeah. So, I was my husband. I was in fornication. I was doing all type of things. I was in the world deeply in the world. We were smoking every day. Like we could smoke like 6 to 7 paper a day, two backwards. We were like stoners, like literally like big stoners. And a couple days ago, I was watching my old videos on Snapchat. I was like, yo, I was so like two different person, two different people. Like my lips were darker. I didn't even realize it, but my lips were darker. uh, anyways, um, then whew, that's crazy. That's crazy. I could never, I could have never imagined myself stopping at this point. I was so hooked to it, and the thing about it is, I loved it. I loved the feeling of being high. I love I love the inhaling part. My best, the thing that I loved the most was the inhaling part. So when I had to stop smoking, I was thinking about the inhaling. This is what I liked, and I liked the when the high came slowly, and then so it was, I loved it. It's just I loved it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I loved it. I'm free now, so I can talk about it freely, right? So how God started to come started to let me know that, girl, it's over now. So God started to convict me to stop. I I saw that my husband and I, we when we were living together, right? So we still are living together. But I was like, yo, like, how is this thing is taking our money, and like that is, I felt out of control. This was at this point that I God really spoke to me. Is when I realized that I'm losing, like, I don't have any control over it. I could sacrifice my meal, not my meals, to have a 20, to buy a 20, to buy a 2 for 15, right? And I was like, yo, just for 20. And this is when I was like, yo, we're losing so much money. Like, how much money did we lose by buying and smoking weed? And we were not selling nothing. It was just like on our own consumption. We were smoking so much. We were buying weed so much. And I started to feel fed up with it. Like I started to truly be like, yo, I'm fed up with that. Like I felt like the weed had control over me. Yeah, literally, it has control over me, and I hated it, but I couldn't stop, right? Because it was a part of what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do if we're not smoking? Yeah, we're gonna do what grown people do. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do, we're gonna distract ourselves. We're gonna go outside. But for me and for us, it was okay. But the little time we have here, what we're gonna do with this time? Just roll a paper and smoke. So for us, it became I mean, it always been, but it was like I don't know how to say it in English, but like an occupation. Like an occupation. It's an occupation. It's, I'm drinking water. I'm thirsty. You know? I don't think it's the same thing, right? But just to let you guys know that it was just like, it was like a we were used to. It's like something that you were used to, and it was our normal. Um, we got married. I stopped smoking before we got married for the first time, like voluntarily. I was not pregnant, nothing. For spiritual reasons, tried to stop. I tried to stop for the first time before we got married, and that's another story. That's with my deliverance testimony. After the wedding, I was like, yo, after the wedding, for sure I'm smoking, yo, and I did, and I thought that it was just gonna be during the honeymoon, but no, I was back in it again. I was back in it again, and I loved it. I loved it, guys. Like, I want to be honest with you. Like, I loved it. Smoking was something that I loved to do. So the battle was very and really hard because I was not doing it because of my husband, because of this friend, that friend. I was doing it because I wanted to smoke. I was buying my own weed. I was always smoking with my husband. When we were together, we were smoking together always. But if it's not there, I will roll my own pipe and smoke. I would go outside, buy weed from my friend, or the SQDC, here we call it SQDC, the store where they sell weed, the governmental store. I would go and buy my weed and roll in the car and smoke in the car. I was like, it was, yeah. And I was, my tolerance was high. Our tolerance was so high that sometimes I was like, yo, I'm not even high, you know? So it was deep, guys. It was very deep, and I don't know, man. I had a friend. I had one of my husband's cousin that was staying with us for a moment, and we were smoking so much, guys, and it was nice. It was very nice, you know. And one day in 2024, last year, um, around, no, no, not this time. I was smoking this at this time. Let's say around March, April. Let's say April. Around April last year, 2024. This is the month that I stopped. But prior to this month, all like January, no, that's not true. Let's see. I mean, yes, it's true because since I realized that these taking control over us, I always had this conviction to stop, but I couldn't stop. So I was always annoyed with it, but I would still do it, right? But 2024 last year, this is when it started to intensify, and I was like feeling some type of way when I was smoking. I was like, I should have, I should have done it, you know. And one day, I was talking to God. My God told me to stop. Literally, He said, you know what, just stop, stop. And I felt so convicted to stop that it hurted me. Like it was starting to hurt because I was like, dang, like it's real. Like I really have to stop. But it's something that I didn't feel like I could. I'm looking at the time, guys. I have the time on my ceiling because I have my. You understand? There's a projector. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop. Now it was day one again for me. And so I can have this accountability. I told my husband, and I told my cousin-in-law that I was stopping, that I was done with the smoking, right? Just so they can know and don't ask me, because for me, but if you ask me, I'll do it. I will not say no. If you ask me, I'll smoke. Yes, I will smoke if you ask me. So don't ask me, because it's a battle for me right now. So I remember I was in my kitchen last year, around April, like the end of March, early April, end of March, between that. And I was like, they went to smoke downstairs. They went to smoke outside, in the car. And I was like, I was battling myself. I was battling, like a fight. I was fighting my flesh not to go downstairs and smoke with them. And I felt in this moment, I felt sad. I felt angry. I felt frustrated, because it's like something that's here that I have access to, but I can't touch it. It was, I felt left alone. Okay, now you guys are smoking without me. So I felt all those things at once, you know? I felt really, I was mad. I was mad, I was sad, I was upset, I was frustrated. Like, it was a lot of emotions. And I was mad at them too, you know? I was mad at them too. I was like, that's my dryer. If you can hear the noise, it's my dryer saying that it's done drying my the clothes. And I was mad at them too. Like, you guys are smoking without me. Like, we're a team. We always used to smoke together. And I'm not thinking of the way I felt was so hard. My heart just like pounded. Like, I felt the way I felt was so real. But at this moment, I asked God, and I was honest with God, and I've always been honest with God. When I was going through something or whatever, something in this, I was always saying, like, being truthful on the way I feel, right? And at this moment, it was so overwhelming that I was like, God, how how I'm gonna do it? How I am going to stop smoking? I want to. I love to. You don't want me to. I respect you, so I don't want to, but my body wants to. I was like, Daddy, I'm mad. I'm frustrated. I am sad. I was like, I know what you told me, but it's hard right now. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. How I'm going to do it? We're in the same house. We're all smoking. There's smoke. I'm in the house. I know when they're smoking. I know when they just I can smell the smell. I can smell the scent kilometers away. When they come, they're gonna come back. I'm gonna smell it on them. How I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna do that. When they're gonna go downstairs, when they're gonna go outside, what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do if they ask me what? Because I know that I'm gonna be inclined to say yes. I'm coming. Yes. Okay. Wait, okay, let's do. I'm going to be inclined 100% to say yes. And I didn't have the. I knew that I didn't have the strength to say no. I didn't have the strength to say no. While I was venting to God like this, I was crying, guys. I was crying. Literally, like baby tears. It was a fight. I was fighting not to go because they were waiting on me. If they wouldn't say no, don't smoke. They were waiting. I was fighting, guys. It was a deep, deep fight between my flesh and my spirit. And honestly, while I was crying, I heard a voice. And when I was crying, I heard this voice. God spoke to me in my spirit like it did, and like so blunt, just like he said, example. Then I felt like I stopped crying. I felt like I couldn't cry no more. He said, example. Then he, I understood what he meant by that. You don't need to be like, you don't have to go. And I was like, yeah, it's true. And now it was talking to me, so I stopped crying, and I was listening, right? He said, example, when they go downstairs, when they go, I keep saying downstairs, when they go outside, you don't have to go. Stay home. And because your mom is there, my mom came back from Martinique. Because your mom is there, they will not smoke in the house. They will not smoke on the balcony. They will have to go outside in the car. Don't go. Just stay home and don't go. And it was so simple. Just okay, but just don't do it. Just it was so like simple and straight to the point. Example. And what he meant when he said example is set the example of controlling your flesh. Don't go. They're gonna see that you're resisting, and you might help them also not to do it at some point. They're gonna look after you, and they're gonna see that the strength that you have to not smoking, they're gonna feel empowered too by seeing you not do it. And you're gonna be able to testify, and you're gonna be a walking testimony for them because they know how you used to smoke a lot with them too. I was like, you know what? You're right. And it was done. My 10th term was done. It was over. I finished. I was like, you know what? But my mom knew that I was smoking. Like I said, she knew when I was smoking, even when she was out of the country. When she was calling me. She used to call me, and she knew instantly that I was high. She knew when I was home, when she was home with me, and I was down outside, and I was smoking. When I got up, when I get home, She would see me and she would know I just smoked. Then this day, my mom was outside. She went out, and when she came back, I was fighting my flesh again. But I was praying a lot. I was praying a lot. I was asking God for help, for strength. I was asking Him for strength. I was asking Him to remove the taste out of my mouth. And I was intentional. Like, I wanted a change. I wanted to stop, truly. And I said to my mom, Mom, you know, I'm stopping, and it's hard, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know God got this. He told me to stop. He told me to give example, to not go when they go, and said, okay, he's gonna be okay. And she was comforting me. When you stop smoking, when you stop something that you used to do, you have to replace it with something else. Not like alcohol or something like that. Not to indulge in something else, but you have to replace it to, like, okay, you read like books, reading your word. I was reading my Bible a lot. Um, Sports, doing something edifying, something that edifies your mind, yourself, something uh, that's gonna take the time that you used to smoke and fill this gap. Reading, exercising, going outside, doing something. As soon as I have to do something, just so you know, and I went to bed because I wanted to smoke so much that I couldn't be awake. I couldn't be like walking around and stuff. I had to be like, I was, how do you call that? I was withdraw. I was going to a withdrawal, right? And ew, I was under my bed. I was under my covers, under my bed. I was under my covers, and I was just feeling all that I was feeling, right? And I'm not gonna lie. After this day, and I was praying a lot, asking God for, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, guys, 2 days later, I was done. 2 days later, the addiction went away. God removed the taste out of my mouth. It was no longer something that I craved. It was no longer something that I needed. It was no longer something that I was tempted. So my friends were smoking around me, I didn't care. My husband was smoking around me, I didn't care. Like, God did that. But also, I was intentional too. Like it says in the Bible, I have it in French in my mind, but it's something saying like, resist the enemy and he will flee from you. Right? I resisted, but because I didn't have the strength to do it, I had to call my Father who lives in heaven, the all powerful one, the one that can do everything, and I can do everything through Christ. So I had to call upon Him, and He saw my heart, He saw the obedience that I was trying to walk in, and delivered me from it like that. I said 2 days, but it might have. I know that the same day it was day one, I struggled. The next day it was a little bit of a struggle. Then after that, I was good. It was okay. So until now, I never put a joint or a wood in my mouth. Never again. I smoke all kind of stuff. Weed. I smoked with grabber. I smoked woods. I smoked like, I was so different string of I smoke like the, how you call this in French, in English, like I forgot the brown thing. It's sticky, and you have to mix it with with cigarettes. I don't know how you call that, but I smoked that. It was like the THC, concentrated THC, and you mix it. I smoked so much different kind of weed, and for me to after 2 days be completely like didn't care about it no more. Only God, only God was able to do that, and I never smoked any weed since then. I'm gonna go on my 1 year anniversary soon. And why I'm proud too is because it's not because I am pregnant or whatever. It's like it's a choice, you know. And with addiction, also, guys, addiction is a choice. So when you're in it, it's really hard. But when your mind is really focused on stopping and you don't rely on your own strength because your flesh is weak, but you rely on God's strength and you're asking for help and you're intentional in your ways of doing things differently, it will show up and it will deliver you, but you have to be intentional. That's my testimony, guys. I have so other testimony that I want to talk to you about, but you will see me again in this Uri, in my next one. But yeah, God is able. I can do, and we can all do anything through Christ, who strengthens us. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Tell me down below if you guys are dealing with any addictions, even if it's vaping, if it's alcohol, or if it's weed, or if it's whatever, let's talk about it in the comments, and let's pray for each other and find strength in God and in the Holy Spirit, because they will show up for us. Our body is a temple, the temple of God. This body is borrowed, so we have to take care of it. And there's some bad effects. Sometimes we say, "Oh, we're good," but we're not, right? So yeah, let's have a conversation down below. Let me know if you went through, if you got through an addiction also by the help of Christ, or whatever the way you got through it. Let's talk about it. But my Savior, my King Jesus, is real. He died for my sins, and He died for this addiction. He died for your addiction too. And my King, my Father, Abba, who live in heaven, is real, and without Him, I don't know what I would like. Who am I? All right, guys. So I want to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and like this video if you can relate. Like this video if you liked the video. If you liked it, like it. If you can relate, like it too, and yeah, share this video to to give hope to someone that it is possible to go through addiction. It is possible. Whatever the addiction you have, addiction is addiction, right? You can go through it. You got this. You got this. If you're going through something like that, you got this. If I was able to do it, you're able to. My husband did it, and he was a deeper smoker than me, and he did it. And I don't want to go into his testimony, but he was a deeper smoker than me, and he stopped too, around the same time, maybe couple months after he stopped. So we can do everything through Christ, who strengthens us. We got this with Jesus. We got this with the Holy Spirit. And don't be afraid to be honest with God. He knows your heart. He knows you're ready. Be honest. Tell him, I love it. I love my sin. Tell him. Let him know how you feel. I love it, but I know that you don't love it for me. I know I love it, but I know it's not good for me. Help me. And also be intentional too, not to be around people that smoke, that do the that indulge in the addiction that you're trying to get rid of. Because if you keep yourself around people that still do it, the addiction that you are um, battling with is not gonna help you. So you might have to go into isolation for a little moment, just for the time that, you can, control it, and God deliver you from it. Okay. So yeah, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching again, and share this video to someone that you know that will help them, would give them hope, and will gonna be able to relate, or just share it. And comment too down below what you think about it, and if you're dealing with something, and if God delivered you from something like this or something similar. I want to know. I want to read. I want to, I want to know. And let's have a conversation down below. And yeah, I love you guys. Have an amazing and blessed day in Jesus' name. Amen. Bye, guys.